You know, it feels like we're constantly hearing about the next big thing in tech. But what if the real story isn't just about one new gadget? What if it's about three enormous revolutions all hitting us at the exact same time? We're going to explore how these massive shifts in intelligence, in our physical world, and in life itself are doing more than just changing our phones. They're literally remaking our reality.
What's so wild about this moment is that these things aren't happening in a vacuum. You shouldn't think of them as separate waves hitting the shore. No, it's more like a massive tsunami created by three powerful currents converging. Each one feeds the others. Each one makes the others faster, creating a period of change that's, well, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before.
So what are these three currents? First, there's a revolution in intelligence, basically how we think and solve problems. Second, a revolution in our physical world, how we build things, how we move, even how we explore the stars. And the third one? This might be the most profound of all, a revolution in life itself, the very code of biology.
Let's kick things off with the one that's kind of tying all of this together, artificial intelligence. I mean, think about it. We've rocketed from AI that could just write some text or make a picture to something so much more powerful. We are now entering the age of AI that doesn't just talk to you, it acts for you. This next phase is called agentic AI. And the idea is pretty simple, but the implications are huge. Instead of asking an AI a question and getting a simple answer, you give it a goal. It can then, all by itself, plan and carry out complex multi-step tasks to get that goal done. Imagine having a virtual coworker that you can just delegate a whole project to, and it goes off and handles it. And listen, this isn't just some theory bouncing around in a lab. The money is flowing, and it is flowing fast. In 2024 alone, investors poured over $1 billion into developing these new agentic AI systems. That's the kind of money that doesn't just fund a few startups, it signals a whole new industrial shift.
And with that money comes a massive hunt for talent. Just look at the job postings for roles in agentic AI. Between 2023 and 2024, they shot up by nearly 1,000%. The race is on, for real.
Okay, but let's pump the brakes for just a second. As mind-blowing as all this is, we are at the very, very beginning of this journey. According to Michael Chu from McKinsey, only 1% of companies feel like their use of AI is mature. So think about that. All this disruption, all this change we're feeling, it's just the warm-up act.
So what's the end game? For many people building this stuff, the ultimate goal is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And this isn't just sci-fi anymore. We're talking about the pursuit of an AI that could do any intellectual task a human can. The implications are just staggering. It could solve huge challenges in science and medicine, and it could even improve itself, which might trigger what some people call an intelligence explosion.
Right, so this explosion in intelligence, it's not just happening in the digital world. That very same AI is the engine driving our second revolution, the complete reshaping of our physical world, from the tiniest microchips all the way to megastructures in space. And the foundation for this whole physical revolution, it starts right here, with these things, application-specific semiconductors. Don't think of them as your normal, everyday computer chips. No, these are highly specialized brains. They are custom-built to do one job, like running a giant AI model, and do it incredibly well. They're the silent engines making everything else possible.
And once you have these specialized chips, it just creates this incredible ripple effect. Suddenly, robots have the processing power they need to work alongside us. Autonomous cars can see and react in real time. Our homes and cities get smarter, 3D printing becomes way more powerful, and we can even manage the complex systems we need to expand into space.
I mean, just look at 3D printing. Right now, we're printing custom medical implants, which is already amazing. But soon, it could mean more local, on-demand manufacturing. No more waiting for parts from halfway across the world. Looking further out, astronauts could be printing tools they need right there on Mars. And the ultimate dream? That sci-fi replicator that could build almost anything you want. And this whole physical revolution, it isn't even staying on Earth. We are right in the middle of a new commercial space race. You've got private companies launching tourists, designing hotels in orbit, and planning new missions to the moon. They are turning space, which used to be just for superpowers, into a whole new economic frontier.
And that brings us to our third revolution, which you could argue is the most personal one of all. We're not just redesigning our computers and our cities, we are starting to redesign life itself. Welcome to the biological frontier.
A perfect example of this is the food on our plates. I mean, just look at this comparison. Lab-grown or cultivated meat is designed to tackle some of agriculture's biggest challenges. It's grown from animal cells in a lab,
And the potential benefits are just stark. Way less land and water, fewer emissions, and all of it without harming an animal.
But we're going so much deeper than just cultivating cells. We're now at a point where we can edit the source code of life. This technology, CRISPR, basically works like a pair of molecular scissors. It lets scientists find a specific piece of DNA, cut it out, and change it. The potential to cure genetic diseases like sickle cell anemia, it's just incredible. But this kind of power obviously brings up some really deep, really difficult ethical questions. When we can edit genes, when we can develop premature babies in artificial wombs, we have to stop and ask ourselves, just because we can do something, does that mean we should? Where do we, as a society, decide to draw the line?
And the concerns here are not trivial. We're suddenly facing the possibility of designer babies, where traits are chosen. Generations that haven't even been born can't consent to permanent changes we make to their DNA. And honestly, we just don't know what the long-term side effects could be. This technology is powerful, yes, but it is the very definition of playing with fire.
Okay, so you've got these three world-changing revolutions all happening at once. This brings us to the most important part of the whole story. The future isn't set in stone. What happens next depends completely on the choices we make right now.
So first question, as these AI agents get more and more autonomous, how do we build the guardrails? How do we make sure they operate safely, fairly, and in a way that we can actually understand and trust? This is a huge governance challenge. Next up, what on earth happens to ownership? If an AI writes a beautiful symphony or designs a new cancer drug, who gets the credit? Who owns it? The person who wrote the prompt? The company that built the AI itself? Our laws were just not designed for this.
And finally, we cannot ignore the real-world constraints. This technological boom requires a truly staggering amount of energy to run all those data centers, and it needs a super reliable supply chain for things like those specialized chips. The question is, how are we going to meet that demand without breaking the planet?
So here's the bottom line. We are at a crossroads. The convergence of these three revolutions gives us the tools to maybe, just maybe, solve some of humanity's biggest problems. But they also come with profound risks. The future isn't some destination we're just going to arrive at one day. It's a reality we are actively building, right now, with every single choice we make. The only question is, what are we going to choose to build?